Hey guys, Milton Mensch here. I'm here to make a film introduction, and the film I picked is Batman, directed by Tim Burton, released in 1989. This is the film that really paved the way for future comic book films as we know it, and that helped turn into the most dominant genre in Hollywood. So Batman, as it requires, of course, is a quite popular character around the world. It sort of makes sense to be the next character to jump to silver screen after the success of Richard Donner's Superman. So they really try to find the right tone for it. So thanks to The Dark Knight Returns, the graphic novel made by Frank Miller, they really decided to go to a darker and serious take on Batman. Just to forget of course the famous TV show in the '60s. So Tim Burton was picked as the director. And I think was a really good pick because he's a director with a great imagination, with a great visual style, and of course he really went all in to the dark and serious tone for Batman. It sort of makes sense, but this is a Batman for the '80s, and really fit perfectly to that era. So Batman was really perhaps the most in terms of marketing, and publicity, the most hyped film of that era, because the bat sign was everywhere, everywhere you go there was the bat symbol, and it really helped the film become the extraordinary success that it is. But I think as a film, it's quite unique in terms of of the visuals, the cinematography, the art direction. Batman is really the most unique of the comic books. It is one. I think, of course, nowadays the comic book films seem more generic. Nothing new to see, but they're still backable. People like it. But Batman, the first Batman is still a work of art. It's a true work of art by Tim Burton that after success he became the hottest director in Hollywood. And of course, in terms of casting, Michael Keaton was a controversial casting, but he really became beloved by fans. As the first ever dark and serious Batman. This is a Batman who is not a hero. It's not quite a hero yet. He makes a lot of mistakes. Goes to bed with Kim Basinger, which I'll never forgive him for that. But this is a Batman who's not perfect, but it's quite believable when it comes to put on the Batsuit and fight crime. And of course, the show steal of this film is Jack Nicholson as the Joker. He really has the time of his life playing the Joker, maybe too much, but he really became the most entertaining part of the film. And of course, Jack, was of course a brilliant actor to take one of these roles. It really proves how great actor he really is. Batman, I actually watched the film when I was 10, and I remember being blown away by it, everything, for the Danny Elfman's iconic score, of course the Batmobile, and of course it's really quite action-packed. Although Tim Burton isn't exactly an action director, but he really did a good job with the action. And this is really the movie that will define the blockbuster era in the end of the '80s. Of course we were going in the '90s. It spawned Batman Returns with Tim Burton coming back. Which is darker and of course much better film, but in terms of box office wasn't exactly phenomenal, but it's still a great film. And of course the character will be reinvented with different directors, different actors. But this is the film that really started it all, and this is the film that really made Batman into a big screen icon. So this is it. I guess this is it. I have the Bat Signal shirt right here. Hope you enjoy it. Of course, if you've seen Batman, of course, exactly how I feel about this phenomenal film. If you're not, I think you should watch how this film became the cornerstone of DC Comics and of course the comic book films in general. So I want to say thank you once again, and watch a lot of good films.